Hey guys, I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to go through my project that I did in TKS, focusing on AI, just a breakdown of everything that's been happening. So let's dive right into it. First of all, what did I even work on? So my project was inspired from the See and Spray Select, which was made from John Deere in collaboration with the Blue River Technology companies. Go and check them out if you're interested in such stuff. So my main idea was to replicate and take inspiration from those companies and their own creation to make my own AI that's able to identify weeds. Obviously, as a beginner and starting out on this project, I couldn't really collect every single type of weed in this world, especially because my computer is not really the best for such. It does not have the power required. It does not even have a GPU. So what I did instead was just focusing on the 5 main most common weeds in my area, so in this case UK, London. So then once I gathered that information, did my research, I found out which were the 5 most common weeds, more specifically 5 most common weeds in farming, because the weeds that you may see as you walk around are not the type of weeds that you see when you're growing crops for a population to feed. So once that was done, I obviously had to collect images, data sets for the weeds, because sadly there wasn't any free available libraries or data sets online. I checked all the different websites that provide such data sets, and just none of them had what I needed. So I had to collect my own data set from scratch. Collected roughly 50-50 images for each. Some of them have a bit more, 55, 54 or so. But I got that amount. And now it goes on to a platform. I need to find somewhere to code, and I use Google Colab. Now, not everybody loves Google Colab, but for me, it was definitely the best option as a beginner, especially. I did not have an extensive data set, and really, Google Colab just offered everything I needed. Server, cloud-based, so I don't have to stress with my own computer locally or figure out any of the specific languages and how the specific local app would work. So I don't have to bother with any of that. So I went in, used Google Colab, and now before you think I'm very smart or I just have a lot of knowledge in Python and coding, I do not. I did have some knowledge, background knowledge on Python, but just not nearly enough knowledge to code my own AI. So what did I do? I used AI to create an AI, obviously. So I used Perplexity, which helped to give me a day-to-day, step-by-step guide on how to build my own AI with limited time that I have, given 2 hours every day, which may sound not as much, but when you really focus in those 2 hours, you can get so much done. It is actually honestly crazy, amazing. So I used mostly Perplexity to help me to build the code in Google Colab. However, that did not mean I did not have any issues. I did have quite a few errors and bugs to deal with, variables that the Perplexity would randomly make, but then I wouldn't have in my code. And whenever I ask for a solution, it may make up a whole other variable again without thinking about what were the variables previously given. And the thing with these errors is that they caused so much stress that at times I'll just have to leave the code after working on it and being on the same bug for hours on end. And what I realized is the best way to deal with errors and bugs is when you have a calm and cool, collected mind. So if you're feeling very stressed and you're just thinking, oh, I hate this code, I hate AI, I hate what I'm doing, I hate myself, I hate my life, then guys, just drop it. Just drop it, take the time to relax, an hour, 2 hours, a day, maximum a day. Do not leave it and don't procrastinate. Just give it time and then come back when you're more calm and collected, and then you can tackle it with so much more patience, going through the lines and everything. That's really what always helped for me, because this stress just made me overlook the obvious. So when I was more calm and collected, I would peacefully go through it, follow the instructions that Perplexity would provide me, and in the end, I'll eventually get it, and I'll be so happy and so glad. And it would take me way less time to figure out the error compared to when I was in stress. So once I completed my AI and the model was done, I had a final block, which was to test the AI's ability, and I gave it a new image that it was not trained on. The image was of the weed called fat hen, and the AI predicted that it was chickweed. So obviously the AI is not perfect. It has an 86.44% accuracy, which I thought was pretty good, but I guess it's just not enough yet, obviously. So in the future, very near future, what's the next steps for this project. Whilst improving my AI would sound like an obvious thing to do, I want to more focus on the other part of my project where I'd have to integrate the AI with a robotic arm that would be able to use the AI to see the weed and then pick it out, because that's the main aim here, to identify a weed and pick it out to remove it from the soil. So that is my main action item in the future, alongside with also improving my AI and just probably improving my data set, because some images just were not that much of a good quality. I didn't think about how much that would impact the AI, obviously. So now I've learned so much from this project, and if you do want to learn more about the project that I worked on and specifically the code that I had, then I will be posting an article soon on my Medium, so go and check me out, Stephanie Oburia. And if you do maybe instead want to know a bit more about the process and how I felt while I was in the process, I will make my Notion where I took notes of my feelings, of all the progress and everything from day 1 to day 7 of the project. It's gonna be there. I'll make that Notion page available for you guys to just look into and just see how much of a mess I was during this process. But I'm really happy and glad for this outcome and looking forward to the next thing. So make sure to wait for the next update, I guess, guys. See you.